Throughout human history, certain objects have captured the imagination of entire civilizations. These objects are more than simple artifacts made of metal, stone, or wood. They become symbols of power, faith, destiny, and mystery. Some are crowns worn by kings, others are ancient manuscripts guarded by religious institutions. But among all the legendary relics said to influence the course of history, few are as intriguing as the Spear of Destiny. Also known as the Holy Lance or the Lance of Longinus, the Spear of Destiny is believed by tradition to be the spear used by a Roman soldier during the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. According to the Gospel of John, when Roman soldiers approached the cross to confirm that Jesus had died, one of them pierced his side with a spear. The scripture describes how blood and water flowed from the wound. Although the Gospel does not name the soldier, later Christian tradition identified him as Longinus. Over time, the spear associated with this moment became one of the most powerful relics in Christian history. As centuries passed, the story surrounding the spear grew beyond its original biblical context. What began as a religious relic gradually transformed into something far more mysterious. Legends began to circulate that whoever possessed the spear would hold the destiny of the world in their hands. According to these tales, the spear carried immense power. It was believed that its owner would gain authority over nations, victory in battle, and influence over the course of history itself. The idea that a single object could shape destiny fascinated rulers and religious leaders alike. In medieval Europe, relics connected to Christianity were considered extremely valuable, not only spiritually but politically. Possessing a sacred relic could legitimize a ruler's authority and reinforce the belief that their leadership had divine support. In a world where faith and power were deeply intertwined, relics such as the Holy Lance carried tremendous symbolic weight. The earliest historical references to the spear appear several centuries after the time of the crucifixion. By the early Middle Ages, various rulers claimed to possess the Holy Lance. One of the figures frequently associated with the spear was Emperor Constantine, the Roman ruler who legalized Christianity in the 4th century. Some accounts suggest that Constantine believed the spear brought him victory in battle. Whether these stories are historically accurate remains uncertain, but they help strengthen the growing legend that the spear was linked to power and destiny. Another legendary owner of the spear was Charlemagne, the powerful medieval emperor who ruled much of Western Europe during the 8th and 9th centuries. According to certain traditions, Charlemagne carried the spear during military campaigns and believed it provided divine protection. The spear became a symbol of imperial authority, representing the idea that the emperor ruled with heavenly approval. Over time, the spear became part of the imperial regalia of the Holy Roman Empire. These sacred objects were used during coronation ceremonies and symbolized the divine legitimacy of the emperor's rule. One particular spearhead, believed to be the Holy Lance, was eventually housed in Vienna, Austria. For centuries it remained part of the imperial treasury, preserved as a relic connected to the history of European monarchies. While the medieval legends surrounding the spear were already powerful, the artifact would take on an entirely new layer of mystery in the 20th century. During the rise of Nazi Germany, interest in ancient relics and mythological symbols resurfaced in unexpected ways. Adolf Hitler and several figures within the Nazi leadership were fascinated by historical artifacts tied to the heritage of the Germanic and European past. In 1938, Nazi Germany annexed Austria in an event known as the Anschluss. When German forces entered Vienna, Hitler reportedly took a particular interest in the imperial treasury that contained the spear associated with the Holy Roman Emperors. The artifact was removed from Vienna and transported to Nuremberg, a city chosen by the Nazi regime as a symbolic center for its political ideology and rallies. This moment gave birth to one of the most enduring myths connected to the Spear of Destiny. According to popular stories, Hitler believed the spear possessed supernatural power and that controlling it would grant him the ability to dominate the world. While historians debate the accuracy of this claim, the story has persisted in books, documentaries, and conspiracy theories for decades. Some researchers argue that the spear was valued primarily for its historical symbolism rather than any mystical belief, while others suggest that certain members of the Nazi leadership were deeply influenced by mythic and occult ideas. As World War II drew to a close, Allied forces advanced across Germany and eventually reached the city of Nuremberg. In underground vaults beneath the city, American soldiers discovered a large collection of Nazi treasures and artifacts. Among these objects was the spear believed to be the Holy Lance. After the war, the artifact was returned to Austria and placed back in Vienna, where it remains today as part of the treasury at the Hofburg Palace. Visitors can still see the spearhead displayed behind protective glass. For historians, the artifact represents an important piece of medieval history tied to the Holy Roman Empire. Yet for many people, the legend surrounding the spear continues to spark curiosity and debate. The idea that an ancient weapon might hold hidden power over human destiny is a concept that continues to capture the imagination. Part of the mystery surrounding the Spear of Destiny lies in the fact that more than one artifact claims to be the original Holy Lance. In addition to the spear preserved in Vienna, other relics around the world are also believed to be connected to the biblical spear. One such relic is kept in St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. Another is preserved in Armenia at the monastery of Gegert, where it is considered a sacred artifact within Armenian Christian tradition. Each of these relics has its own history and tradition, and each claims some connection to the spear described in the Gospel narrative. However, historians face a major challenge when trying to determine their authenticity. None of the known spearheads can be directly traced back to the 1st century when the crucifixion occurred. Most of the relics appear in historical records centuries later, making it extremely difficult to confirm whether any of them could truly be the original spear. Scientific examinations of some spearheads have revealed that parts of them date to the early medieval period rather than the time of ancient Rome. This has led many scholars to conclude that the artifacts are symbolic relics rather than the actual weapon used during the crucifixion. Nevertheless, the legend of the Spear of Destiny has continued to thrive despite these uncertainties. The enduring fascination with the spear may reflect a deeper aspect of human nature. Throughout history, people have sought objects that appear to connect them with moments of profound significance. Sacred relics provide a tangible link to stories that shape cultural identity, religious belief, and historical imagination. Whether or not the spear in Vienna is the true Holy Lance, the narrative surrounding it has become part of global folklore. The Spear of Destiny has inspired countless works of fiction and popular culture. It has appeared in novels, films, and television programs exploring themes of hidden power and lost relics. In many of these stories, the spear is portrayed as an artifact capable of granting immense influence to whoever possesses it. These fictional interpretations often blend historical events with imaginative speculation, creating narratives that blur the boundary between fact and legend. For historians and researchers, however, the spear represents something different. It serves as an example of how stories evolve over time. A single biblical reference grew into centuries of legends involving emperors, battles, and world-changing power. The transformation of the spear's story illustrates how myths can develop around historical artifacts, gradually expanding far beyond their original context. At the same time, the spear reminds us that history is not only about evidence and documents. It is also about the narratives people create to explain their world. These narratives can influence culture, inspire exploration, and shape the way societies remember the past. The Spear of Destiny stands at the crossroads of these two perspectives. On one side lies the work of historians attempting to separate fact from legend. On the other lies the enduring human fascination with mystery and symbolism. Both perspectives contribute to the powerful legacy of this legendary artifact. Whether the spear in Vienna is truly connected to the crucifixion of Jesus remains uncertain. What is certain, however, is that the story of the Spear of Destiny has traveled across centuries and continents, leaving a lasting mark on history and imagination alike. Perhaps the greatest mystery of the spear is not whether it holds supernatural power, but why its story continues to captivate people around the world. The legend reminds us that certain artifacts become more than objects. They become symbols representing faith, power, and the human desire to understand the forces that shape our destiny. For explorers of history and mystery, the Spear of Destiny remains one of the most intriguing relics ever discussed. It invites us to look deeper into the past, to question the stories handed down through generations, and to consider how legends evolve into enduring myths. And perhaps that is why the mystery of the spear endures. As long as questions remain unanswered, the story will continue to inspire curiosity and exploration. If you enjoy exploring mysterious artifacts, forgotten legends, and hidden stories from history, make sure to subscribe to the Universal Explorer. Each episode uncovers fascinating mysteries from around the world, because sometimes the most powerful discoveries come from the stories that history has never fully explained.